sound from? That's very poor quality sound. Yeah? Where are we getting the sound from there? Why are we getting sound from just that head? Why are there no microphones here? Mr. Minister, thank you for honoring us here today. Madam Permanent Secretary, thank you very much. I give thanks to God for this opportunity, and I give glory to God, whom I serve dedicatedly. I'm a sinner who enjoys my sins, so God comes first. We have constant negotiations about the level of my sins, but I'm a man of God. I also want to give thanks to His Excellency the President for this opportunity to serve my country, the country that gives me my identity, the country that I love with all my heart, and I am going to serve this country with integrity, dedication, and purpose. We are going to build on what has already been built, and we are going to turn what is already in place here into an even more efficient and better machinery to speak for this country. I pay tribute to Mr. Ofono Pondo, who I have known for many years. He has been a true champion, a true fountain of knowledge, and I wish him the very best in his next endeavor. And I also want to say thank you to Obed. Obed has worked very hard. And I know, we are going to continue working together, Obed. I appreciate your support as we transition. And I look forward to working with you for many more years. This is not just a mere change of guards. This is a fundamental change. It's not business as usual. If for nothing else, then because Uganda is at an inflection point. And the story we tell about our country and how we tell the story will shape the decade ahead. Uganda has ambitions, tenfold growth, which is a real, bold, audacious ambition. Four transformative sectors driving national vision to a $500 billion budget by 2040. Agro-industrialization, tourism, mineral development, science and technology, and innovation. A vision this powerful demands communication that equally what? Powerful. So citizens in this country from Moroto to Chiriandongo to Kisoro must understand and believe in this plan. This is not a PR exercise. Government communication is not a PR exercise. It is nation building. And this has to be taken very seriously. And my appeal to whoever is responsible for giving us money as the media center, let us stop playing games. We need money. And Madam PS, I appreciate you very much because you've been supportive and we've had these constant conversations. We don't want to be begging you for money. We need this money. We need the money so that we can do the work we're supposed to do. So please make sure that the media center is prioritized. We have a lot of work to do. We have the competence and we are going to do the work. We want to see a government that speaks with one voice because fragmented messaging is not just inefficient, but it also erodes public trust, which we cannot afford to have. And we have competing voices from different MDAs that finds the credibility of the government, and that is an issue that we're going to address. And our immediate priority is going to make sure that we streamline and unify government communication across ministries, departments, and agencies. In addition, we're going to establish a coherent, coordinated national narrative. One voice is not about uniformity. It's about coherence, being heard, being understood. It's about trust. It's about impact. And when the government speaks with clarity, we all know that citizens will respond with confidence. Are we still together? What is Zungu doing? Yeah? Now. All right. Now, immediately we are going to convene stakeholder forums to reach out to people. We want to upskill government communication officers, and I'm glad that the permanent secretary is aligned on this one and is very supportive. Build structured partnerships with the private sector, and if you are in the private sector and you'd like to partner with the media center, you have an opportunity to join us at the beginning of a great thing, because later, you know, we might not have time for you. So come now in our days of humble beginnings, because we need your support. And also, we are going to align all our communication activity with the tenfold growth work plan. So the government has an interest in ensuring that we are fully supported. And also, we are going to engage our partners in the fourth estate. We are going to offer them training. We are going to offer them support. We are going to make sure that they are aligned and that they understand what the government is trying to do. And this is going to start almost immediately. There is no communication strategy. And believe me, I've built some castles in the air. Anybody who has met me in the course of the last few days knows that the ambition is huge. But we need, in order for us to succeed, we need resources. And we must speak plainly about the need for resources, Mr. Minister. And I thank you very much for your commitment to helping us mobilize resources, because you've assured me personally that you're going to make sure that we get the money we need. And I have seen you ask for that money, so I'm very confident that the media center within no time will have the resources that it needs. We need to be sufficiently and predictably funded. These things of giving us piecemeal money should not really continue. Now, sometimes I forget that I'm not a government official and I need to be careful how I say these things. But for this one, I need to be honest. We need to be sure that we get the resources we need. They need to be predictable and they need to be sufficient. We need modern tools. We need modern infrastructure. Okay? I can't walk into a place like this and find one camera and a very tiny camera, no microphones, and we have to borrow and hire. We are trying to build a repository of government communication, government content, content that speaks to people. We will not do that without the equipment that we need. We want to make the media center the most efficiently run government communication service on the continent. Okay? So for us to do that, please give us the tools that we need. And if you're if you are in the private sector, you have an opportunity to participate because you have a stake in the success of this country. We are going to invest in the professionalization of our colleagues, of my colleagues at the media center. Everybody is going to be reskilled. Everybody is going to be retrained. All communication officers, with your permission, Madam Permanent Secretary, and your collaboration, is going to be skilled and trained to make sure that they are doing a thorough job, especially in as far as communicating the government agenda is concerned. We will defend this country. We will make it incredibly dangerous to attack this country. Not in a bad, violent way, but, you know, we love our country. We believe in this country, and we are going to make sure we defend it. There are amazing things happening here. The problem has always been the way the story of this country is told. We are not interested in politics. The political season has ended. We now want to focus on development. Want to focus on putting money in people's pockets. Want to show young people where the opportunities lie. We want to talk to people about how to put money in their pockets. We are interested in stomach infrastructure. How do you make sure that you're properly fed, that your family is looked after? Those are the conversations we want to do, because all these opportunities exist in this country. It's just that they are rarely talked about. One government, one voice, moving forward together. That is our philosophy, that's our ethos, and that's how we shall be working. The collective effort lays the foundation for Uganda's tenfold transformation. And this center, the Uganda Media Center, is the engine room for that story. We go to work now for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Alan. Asante sana. Yongeza kwa Alan huyo. Okay, now it's my honor to invite our PS who inspires us all the time. Let's welcome her with a clap. PS, you are welcome. Alan, the honor has had you. The good thing at the ministry, we operate an open door policy. Honorable here sometimes says he has no doors even to open or close. So we are going to talk through this and do a good job under the technical leadership of our PS here. Dr. Amina Zawede, welcome her with a clap again. PS.
Thank you very much. With Alan's intervention, I believe I'm audible. I hope. I'm already here. The Honorable Minister for the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, the incoming Executive Director, Mr. Alan Kasuja, the outgoing Acting Executive Director, Mr. Obed Kamgisha Katurebe, the heads of department and staff of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and the Uganda Media Center, the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. We are gathered here today for an important moment in the life of the Uganda Media Center and the broader communication function of the government of Uganda, as well as Uganda as a country. You know, today communication does not only stop at government side, but it is also, communication for the whole country. The image that we put out there of what Uganda is a responsibility of not only government, but the citizens of Uganda as well. This is more than an administrative transition. It reflects a shift in leadership at a time when public communication matters more than ever. Today, we are not dealing with only traditional communication, but we are dealing with communication that is emerging and evolving, driven by the emerging trends and technology that we should embrace. I wish to most sincerely thank His Excellency, the President, for the appointment of Mr. Alan Kasuja as Executive Director. This appointment brings deep expertise in a role that is central to our national narrative. I also extend my gratitude to you, Honorable Minister, for the leadership, strategic guidance that you continue to provide to our Ministry of ICT and National Guidance amidst the challenges that we face, especially with the financial, resources, but we still keep going. As we usher in a new era, we must also pause to honor the foundation laid by now Honorable Ofono Opondo. For 13 years, he served as Executive Director of the Uganda Media Center with unwavering dedication. Dedication in very limited and constrained resources. I think today where, Alan, you have found Media Center, while you say there are limited resources, I think you should ask OO what limited really, implies, because that is the circumstance and environment within which we are working. His voice was a constant in our national discourse, and his leadership through various transitions has been instrumental to the Media Center's growth. I also wish to extend our warmest congratulations to Mr. Ofono Opondo. It's unfortunate he wouldn't be here with us today, but we congratulate him on his recent victory of winning an election unopposed as a Member of Parliament, which is a testament to the trust and confidence that his constituents have in his leadership. We wish him the very best as he takes his experience to Parliament. We refer to, you media people call it the August House. So we wish him good luck in that. Now to the outgoing acting ED. I want to acknowledge Mr. Obed Kamgisha Katurebe for his service as acting executive director since 24th April 2025. Holding an institution steady during a transition requires commitment, it requires patience, it requires firm leadership, and we appreciate the professional role that you have played over this period. And of course, it came at a time when, we were in election period and all this, so it required to have a firm person in that place, and well done. Mr. Kasuja Alan, you have a lot of experience in journalism, and public communication is valuable because today government communication goes beyond issuing statements. It is about building credibility, which you have attested to that you're going to deliver. It is about responding in real time and being digitally confident and competent. And you also have to have a certain level of emotional intelligence, isn't it? Because we've seen people who have, messed up the image of this country, especially the young people, that, as we've said, Uganda Media Center's responsibility and government is not only public communication, but also, and public communication on behalf of government, but also engaging the public on how to do it, best. So the information space has evolved. News breaks quickly on social media, and public perception forms just as fast. As a Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, we are advancing Uganda's digital transformation agenda. But access alone is not enough. If people are connected but not well informed, we have more work to do. The Uganda Media Center is the bridge between information, technology, and public engagement. And with your ambitious plans of realizing this, I am confident that we shall effectively and efficiently communicate for government with one voice. I have, I've been with Alan for, I made him start working before the handover. And I was telling him, here we work even before you get your formal appointment. So he has been really working at it. And I believe that with that kind of spirit, now that the instruments are here, you're actually going to give it your whole. As I conclude, to the staff of Uganda Media Center and to the media, because Uganda Media Center is interfaces with the media on a daily, I encourage you to support the new executive director and to work together with a shared sense of purpose. Communication is not a support function, but it is a core part of governance that strengthens public confidence. So for those who are wondering, how is it going to be? Some people sometimes say, new era, new management, old management, but let us work in unison with the fact that we are shooting in one goal and serving the government of Uganda on behalf of our citizens. Mr. Kasuja, we wish you every success in this new role and count on us for support in order to ensure that we deliver on what our mandate is. And I say all this for God and my country. So I now take this opportunity to invite our head and lead, the Minister of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Dr. Chris Bariomusi. You're welcome.
You are shifting with everything. Thank you very much, Madam PS, our brand new Executive Director, Aaron, and Obed. They are saying you are outgoing, but you are going nowhere. You are here. Commissioner and the other senior members of staff at the ministry and at the media center, friends, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. You had set a microphone there, probably in the hope that I will speak while seated. For a long time I've been the tourist. Now Aaron has taken over. But they say there are three great apps in the communication. You stand up to be seen, although you can still see me when I am seated. You speak up to be heard, and you shut up to be appreciated. So that's why I will speak while standing. So I will stand up to be seen. The challenge of speaking as a chief guest or at the end of everybody is that you will speak when almost all the issues have been exhausted, and you can easily be tempted to behave like lawyers who say, I have nothing useful to add. But to me, I have something useful to add, I guess. Let me start by appreciating all those who have spoken and the good words spoken, and also appreciate all of you who have spared time to come and witness this very important occasion where we are receiving our friend Alan Kasuja, who has been appointed by HE, the President, as the new Executive Director, Uganda Media Center. We want to say welcome. Let's receive him with a round of applause. As we all know, he's coming in to replace not only Obed, but OO, as we fondly call him, Ofono Pondo, who has been here for over 10 years, 13 to be exact, and he has done a very good job together with the team here at the Media Center. And now Ofono Pondo has joined our class of those who have a prefix of honorable. Unfortunately, he's not here, he's out of town. We had expected him to be with us this afternoon, but he had traveled a little bit far from town, but he's with us in spirit. If he was here, I would have told him he's honorable, but the title honorable is still written in the pencil. Until mid-May when we get sworn in, and then substantially he starts serving as a member of parliament. But I congratulate him. I have done so before, but we thank God that when he went into electoral politics, he was successful at the first attempt. And I think I will be one of his mentors and trainers in the parliament, because some of us have been there for some time. So we shall show him the corners of that parliamentary building. So I take the opportunity to welcome Alan, and I want to thank you for the stamina, the enthusiasm, and the energy with which you have received the appointment, and definitely we shall give you maximum support to ensure that the Uganda Media Center can continue to shine, and even shine much more brighter than how it has been. Let me take the opportunity to thank the team here at the Uganda Media Center, from Obed and the whole team. You've been doing a very good job here at the Media Center. The challenge is notwithstanding, but we want to thank you as a ministry and appreciate the good work that you've been doing to facilitate that communication for the government. Let me thank Obed, who has been holding forth for the last 1 year, because when did he resign or retire? Or both? Both. He put in his early resignation, but he was also retiring, and retiring has two spellings. There is R-E-T-I-R-E, but there is also R-E-T-Y-R-E. I think for him he was doing the second one. R-E-T-Y-R-E. Retiring, putting on new tires, because he was leaving the Media Center to put on new tires of the Honorable Member of Parliament. By the time we've been at the ministry, we have worked with you very well as the Media Center. There's no time we have ever come here and we find it closed, or we don't find you here active, coordinating the media, and you have done a very good job, and we shall continue to appreciate the whole team here at the Media Center. I must single out Mr. Serumaga. He is my main contact. When we are in the cabinet, he starts calling me in the morning whether I'm coming to brief the media on cabinet decisions. I tell him, but the cabinet is still going on. We haven't even decided anything. And the whole evening, when I leave State House, he starts coordinating. So once, thank you. And somebody has said, you deserve a medal. And I associate myself with that comment, that you deserve a medal. If no any other body gives you a medal, I will give you a ministerial medal, or a medal from the Minister of ICT. But I want to thank you for the coordination role you continue to play between the media center and my office as a minister, especially coordinating the addresses on decisions taken by the cabinet of Uganda. So we thank you and the whole team here at the media center. Now, the communication landscape has changed. When I was growing up, I am not necessarily very old, neither am I very young like Serumaga. So I connect the young and the old in between there. Those days, like we always say, when the NRM government came to power in '86, we had only Radio Uganda, which now is UBC Radio. We had UTV, Uganda Television, which now is UBC TV. And in terms of electronic media, that was it. Even the print media, Stakatunji, what was there then in '86? New Vision also came around that time. Uganda Agas was in the evening of its time, but also there was no print media, so to speak of. So the communication space, in terms of media outlets and media houses, we are basically not there. Some of us who come from mountainous and hill areas, like Mavi who comes from Chigezi, the main mode of communication was to stand on the top of a hill and use the natural voice to talk to the people on the other side by calling by voice. I remember when we were young and we were going to have a function in the weekend, they would say, go and shout to the other mountain, the other hill. You call them on Saturday, we have this function. Then the person should tell the other relatives, because you could not connect with Radio Uganda or Uganda Television here in Kampala, because we are about 500 kilometers from here. The radio we're listening to was the radio from Rwanda, Kigali, in our area. You could hardly even pick the signal from Radio Uganda. It was faint. Compare that period and today. Now we speak of hundreds of radio stations, over 300, many television stations, many print media platforms. Now with the advancement in technology, social media platforms, so now the communication space is very different from what it was 40 years ago. And this definitely necessitates institutions and the other means of regulating and coordinating this space of communication. That's why we have institutions like Uganda Communications Commission to regulate communication. And also government has expanded. Uganda is much more different than how it was then. And that justifies why we must have centers like Uganda Media Center and many other institutions. It justifies why we must come up with policies, with legislations, with strategies, because the space has expanded over the years. Uganda Media Center was established not many years ago, I think around 2005 or thereabout. largely to facilitate and coordinate the spokesmanship of government, to coordinate government communication, like Aaron and Obed and others have said, to have a harmonized way of delivering the message from the government. And the Media Center has performed well over the years. Like I have said, the communication landscape has changed over time. And more so with the advances in technology, now we have digital communication through digital platforms, social media, which again has brought a new chapter in the way we communicate. By the time you listen to what we are saying, and you are going to write a story to come out in the New Vision or Monitor, the social media will have broadcast whatever has happened here. So maybe what you will publish tomorrow as New Vision may not be news, because everybody will have heard and seen what has happened at the Media Center this afternoon. Those are some of the dynamics that operate today. So even you, the media, especially traditional media, you are challenged to see how to fit into this kind of dynamic that has come up. As a ministry, just the other day, the last cabinet but one, we passed the communications policy, a new communications policy of the government of Uganda. And in this policy, we are going to strengthen coordination and harmonization of government communication and messaging. We have different centers of communication. For instance, every ministry, every agency has a spokesperson stroke a PR officer. Every district has a communications officer. Even our embassies and high commissions, they have spokespersons. But our Ministry of ICT and National Guidance coordinates or superintends over the government spokesmanship. And in this communications policy, we have made it very clear that coordination and harmonization is going to be very key as we handle this function on behalf of the government. Even this Uganda Media Center will have to be reformed in the new era. In the report by Obed, he was saying one of the challenges is that you have little or no presence of UMC across the country. We may not in the immediate form structures of UMC at a local level, but we are going to harmonize and strengthen how the media center links and speaks to the other centers in the government, like the local governments. We have a communications officer. We have free airtime, which we request all the licensees, radios, TVs, that get the government license. We request them to provide that airtime to communicate for government. Now we are going to discuss and see how does the Uganda Media Center link with the districts to ensure that this airtime that is provided by the radios is used effectively and communicates the government position. I would have discussions with you to see that maybe once in 2 weeks, the Media Center can summarize the key issues that are obtaining in the country, and then you write a position paper which we distribute to districts. For them, at times there can be an issue in the country and we need to provide guidance to our local people in the local governments. And we shall sit and discuss and see how we can always come up with those positions that we can then relay to the RDCs and communications officers for them to communicate them in the local languages so that we have a harmonized message from the government at all levels. So the way the media center works, we shall also discuss and see how to reform it to be much more effective than how it has been. We've also been having a challenge where we don't effectively coordinate and link with the embassies and high commissions outside. I was once told that, like in Europe, the voice of the opposition comes out much more stronger in Europe than the one of government. I was told by one of the ambassadors. So we are going to sit together and see how we can coordinate much better with our offices in the different countries where we are presented. But all of these are captured in our new communications policy, which is going to strengthen that function of government communication. So Alan and the team, your work is cut out for you, and I am impressed with the resilience and the enthusiasm and the animation with which you take over the office, and you are assured of full support from the Ministry of ICT and the national guidance. Let me also appreciate you, the media practitioners, the journalists. Sometimes the work you do is rarely appreciated, but for us as a Ministry of ICT and national guidance, the ministry which is closest to you, we do appreciate the good work that you do as the media. We only, like we have always engaged, request you to remain objective, to remain professional, to remain ethical in the way you do your work. There has been a concern which has been discussed even in the cabinet that we seem to have liberalized too fast the media space, especially the radios. And I have an instruction from cabinet to review the whole issue of how many radios have been licensed with a view, if necessary, of downsizing. That may not be good news to some of you. And together with the UCC, we are coming up with the criteria to see which radio stations are not conforming to those standards that the government expects. One of the issues which has been raised is that there are people who have started radio stations, but they are unable to pay their workers, unable to pay the journalists who are employed. To the extent that that has promoted, to an extent, lack of professionalism among the journalists, the media practitioners, where they would want to depend on me, the source of the news, probably to facilitate them, for them to publish the story. Now, if I have paid you as a source of news, how professional will you be? So we are looking at all these issues so as we strengthen the government communication. We are also going to see how to harmonize the whole communication space in Uganda, including looking at the work that you do as the media. But that's not to scare you. We just want to have an effective way of communicating. Lastly, you have raised the challenge of resources, especially financial support to the media center. I am alive to that fact, and we have discussed this severally with the President, who is the Minister of Finance, and the Cabinet, I don't want to borrow the words of Honorable Kasaija who saying money is coming, money is available. But we have discussed this at the highest level and made even provisions for the next financial year. So looking ahead, I see the situation will be much better for the media center than how it has been in the past. Because the president has even made directives regarding the budget of the ministry in as far as communication, in as far as the media center is concerned, and the other agencies under the ministry. So that one, our team at the media center, I can comfortably say that your future is very bright in the institution. Somebody was excited at saying that and said your bright is the future. So I don't want to say your bright is very future, but your future is very bright. So the issue of financial support to the media center is something we are working on as a ministry, but at a personal level, I have also put in my effort to engage with the Minister of Finance, engage in the cabinet, engage the president, and definitely you need support. The infrastructure must improve and many other things which you all know. I don't want to say much because the media may make it a headline. But as our first center for communicating for government, you definitely deserve a lot of support, financial and many other forms of support. So you are assured of my support, you are assured of my commitment that we shall work on this issue together with the new leadership, the new management of the center to see that the Uganda Media Center can continue to shine and even shine much better. So thank you very much, members of the media. But whenever I come here, you want to ask questions. I don't know. I can give a chance to one or two in case you want a clarification on anything. So that has been the culture here when, and you arrange it as if it's a media briefing. But should anybody have one or two things for clarification, whether directed at me or Aaron or the PS, you can raise them as I conclude. There you are. There you are. I survived Uganda, not Ruchiga. Now we have said many things, but my Uganda is not the best, especially when you have people who speak it fluently like the PS and Aaron. But let me try. So, njagala kwebaza abantu mwenna abaze wano abamawulire abaze ku mukolo wa leero mutwaniriza omukulu Alan Kasujja eyalondeddwa president ala agenda kuba akulira ofisi yaffe oba institution yaffe eya Uganda Media Center. Ukimanyi omukulu Ofono Pondo yabadde akulembera ofisi eno ya Media Center kumala emyaka 13 ate yagenda okwesimbawo ku bwa MP ate omukulu Obed Kamugisha Katulebe yabadde akulira acting capacity amaze omwaka ate olwaleero twaniriza Alan Kasujja ate atandise okukola nga executive director waffe wa Media Center. Alan mukugu buli amawulire mukimanyi akolere wangi abadde akolera no mu kitongole kya BBC kataleeta obukugu ate twagala kwebaza president obw'okumulonda namuwa ekifo kino okukikulembera. Ate ffe nga ministry ery'amawulire tujja kumuweereza support ne Media Center okulaba nti emirimu y'okwogera gavumenti egende mu maaso bulungi. Njagala kwebaza ofisi yaffe ekitongole kyaffe kya Uganda Media Center obw'omulimu omulungi gwe mukola mu coordinatinga okwogerera gavumenti ate tujja kubateekamu amaanyi tulabe nti media center ebeere ekola omulimu obulungi. Kati ebyokwogerera gavumenti ne communication byonna bintu bikulu kubanga tukimanyi nti emyaka nga 3 ey'emabega waliwo bingi ebimaze kukyuka. Twatandika nga tulina TV emu, nga tulina radio emu, nga tulina mpapula z'amawulire kujja ku New Vision yatandika nga 86 awo, ate kati tulina empapula z'amawulire nyingi, tulina televisions nyingi, tulina radios nyingi, kati waliwo ne social media bya teknologiya. Kati ebyo byonna bizeewo mu mulembe ogwa NRM. Kati awo kiba kyetaaga okubeera n'ebitongole, okubeera ne policies, okubeera n'amateeka agavuga ebyo byonna ebyokwogera ebya communication. So Uganda Media Center omulimu omukulu weekola okulaba nti coordinatinga ebyokwogerera gavumenti ate omulimu egukoze bulungi. Mugambe nti ekizibu kimu nti budget gye tuweereza ofiisi eno temala, naye kati tuli mu kuzimba budget ey'omwaka ogujja. Tumaze kukyogerako ne president ne minister wa finance ne cabinet, tugenda kwongera esente ezituteeka mu budget ez'emirimu ya Uganda Media Center okulaba nti center yaffe ebeere nti ekola bulungi, eyogerere bulungi ebya gavumenti, kubanga gavumenti ya NRM ekola emirimu mingi naye osanga nti abantu baffe tebafuna information emala. So tujja kubaweereza amaanyi tulabe nti Media Center ekole omulimu omulungi ogwa gavumenti ya Uganda. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. Kibakuteko nnyo. Kaka tumanyi nti gavumenti ya NRM yateekako enkola ey'okulaba nti za radio zibeere nyingi, za TVs nyingi, empapula z'amawulire, kati waliwo ne lya social media n'emitimbagano ey'enjawulo. Naye tusanze nti twabeerawo n'ekiteeso mu cabinet netugamba nti oluusi twa expandinga nnyo ng'amaradio. Tusanga nti waliwo radios ezimu gye twaweereza license naye tezisobola okukola omulimu omutuufu. Nti waliwo bannannyini radio tebasobola n'okusasula abakozi, kubanga tulina radios nga 320 ezirina license mu Uganda. Cabinet neleeta ekirowoozo nti tudemu tutunulemu mu maradio gaffe tulabe nti oba waliwo amaradio gatasobola okulwaninga bulungi, oba kyetaagibwa tusobola okugakendeeza, kubanga waliwo amaradio agamu osanga gayina abakozi tegasobola okubasasula. Nosanga bagenda mu field babuuza bano ababaweereza amawulire kubasasula, nosanga nti katawo ow'amawulire tabeera professional, takola omulimu obulungi. Ebyo byonna kati kolagana n'ekitongole kya UCC eki coordinating ebya communication, regulating ebya communication, okulaba nti tutunulire mu maradio n'ama TV oba waliwo awo gatasobola okukola obulungi tusobola n'okugakendeeza agamu tukagalewo. So tusaba za radios zaffe, za TV zaffe n'abamawulire okukola obulungi okulaba nti bagoberere bulungi regulations ne standards government zeetaddeko. Obubaka mbadde baweereza naye temutya, tujja kubikola mu ngero erungi etakosa Abannayuganda. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. I will need a Uganda trainer to polish my
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Asante sana. Waziri wetu, asante sana. Now, Honorable Minister and PSC, the Media Center, have prepared a cake to welcome Alan, which we are going to cut from that table. So I'm inviting you, Alan, and Obed to join the cake cutting. And thereafter, a picture, Honorable Minister and the PS, and you, Alan, and Obed. And the second picture will be for the rest of the team with the PS and the Minister. Kathy, where is the cake? For our friends, the journalists, the main news is about the handover, not the radios. But you may see how to mix them. Eh? the main headline, this is a handover. It's not closing radios. Eh? It's not that when a dog bites man, it's news, and when man, it's when man bites dog. Eh? Okay, so here we go. Kate, Demugore, Alan, and the PS. So here we go. To the health of the media center. So we go 6, 5, 4, 3, 3 again, 2, 1. Yeah! Thank you so much, PS and the Honorable Minister and the Obed and the Alan. Now the first photo will be for Honorable Minister, PS, Alan, and Obed. So, photographer, where are you? The photographers, where are you? This cake is for journalists only. Alan, I believe it's enough. Yeah, at the ministry, we would say it's doubtful expenditure if they don't eat enough cake. Eh? Or in the extreme case, negatory expenditure, which it will not be. So, photographer, cheers to the media center, cheers to Alan. Alan, welcome aboard. This is how we do it. I know you'll be the MC at the next event, but the mic is mine today, so I hope you don't mind. Okay. But Alan, you're also the subject of the photo. In journalism, we studied that you don't participate in the news, so that you may participate because you are the big journalist in between us. Thank you. One more. Okay, the rest of the team. Dennis, Emma, team UMC. It's not every day that we have Honorable here and our PS. So the team, the great team UMC, and the team from the ministry, head internal audit. Come over here. You are the one who might say you are doubting if this happened. Eh? So the head of internal audit. So we want the tall people at the back, like Honorable Minister would say. If you are standing behind Alan, chances are that you may not be, your face may not be seen. Okay? Cheers. No, I'm the MC, so I ensure that the picture is okay. Yeah, I like the smile, the corporate smile of the media center. Thank you so much. Now that we finished even the interviews, I think, Honorable Minister, I want to thank you again. Thank you, PS. Thank you, Alan. And so let's go and wait for the headlines. Eh? The bites, you got them already. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister and PS and Alan, and God bless us all. Eh? Oh, okay. No. Honorable, you may come in and pick a small piece of cake before you. Yeah, and PS, there is a small piece of cake which someone might pick for you, or in the boardroom. and then we can leave at leisure. Thank you so much. Let's do it again and again. Thank you so much from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. God bless.
Otandikirako mu office dushobora kikwata
Mwagala kunkola kibasajja mmwe. Erinnya linnuma. Ebyokukola bingi. Uganda ebintu bye twagala okukola ng'eggwanga, ebintu bye twali yagadde okukola bingi nnyo n'olwekyo fe ekikulu kukakasa nti opportunities eziri mu Uganda abavubuka baziraba bazimanya, tubayigiriza buli kimu kye beetaaga okumanya kubanga kyetuliko kati nkulaakulana, ekyo kye tugenda okusinga okussaako essira. Mbuze ebibuuzo omusajja gwe. Tenfold growth etegeeza nti gavumenti ya Uganda esazeewo nti mu myaka 15 egijja ikonomi yaffe ejja kuba ya buwumbi 5 ebya dola. Now, okutuuka awo twetaaga okukyusaamu mu ndowooza, twetaaga okukakasa nti naffe twetegeka okukolera ddala emirimu egyetaaga okukolebwa okukakasa nti tutuuka gye tulaga. N'olwekyo tukubira omulanga buli omu akyuse mu ndowooza, ebya politics biwedde, tumaze okulonda, tumanyi abakulembeze baffe tubamanyi kati katufokasinge katukakase nti tufa ku bintu ebyetaaga priority yaffe and priority eyo oba priority kyeki mu Luganda tulina okusoosowaza ebyenkulaakulana awo amakulu ekyo kyekisinga obukulu n'olwekyo tukubira omulanga buli munnayuganda yonna gy'ali awulirize pulezidenti waffe byatugamba ebikwata ku byokulaakulana tulina okukakasa nti buli omu yonna gy'ali akola ebintu ebigenda okubaleetera ssente basobole okwerabirira n'okulabirira abo abaana baabwe ne famire zaabwe. Ekyessente kyo ekikulu kiri nti mukama waffe pulezidenti asazeewo nti ajja tuwagira era akyogedde nti ajja tuwagira era abakulembeze baffe mu minisitule bakyogedde bulungi nnyo wano nti gavumenti egenda tuwagira kubanga emirimu gye tugenda okukola mirimu mingi. Tuno lutalo guno si muzannyo, tuzimba ggwanga. Okuzimba eggwanga kwetaagisa ssente. Media Center CPR exercise tetugezaako tetwesa si bya make up guno mulimu tuzimba ggwanga tetugeza n'olwekyo kituzizaamu nnyo amaanyi okuwulira nti gavumenti egenda tuwagira. Oluzungu tudde mu luzungu Oluganda.
Aha. Tukoze bingi nga minisita bwayogedde funding ya sector ya communication si ye nnungi wadde nga minisita bwayogedde president yakitunuliddemu funding egenda kukyuka. Sente baddewo nga ikola nga mukimanyi naye kati nze mpulira bulungi ntino kati kuliko idde omupya atuusemu era nga atuuse ku center ne premise y'amaanyi especially ku kintu kya funding nga bwe mumanyi communication ekyuka ekiseera kyonna ne center naffe tuteeka okukyuka engeri gye tukola engeri gye tutambuzamu emirimu gyaffe such that nammwe abaklayante baffe oba bapatana baffe munyumirwe byetubawa nga partners mu guno omulimu gwa communication. Yes, nga bwe tugambye byonna nga biva ku funding nga ntono netusanga nga tetutraininga bulungi abantu baffe ku mutindo guli international netusanga nga n'ebyuma byetukozesa ukimanyi nga bino byuma byetukozesa mu communication twayingira digital bayagala ebyuma eby'amaanyi kwegamba byetujja wano amaloboozi ebifaananyi bibere bya mulembe naye kati essubi litutuuseko kubanga minisita nga bwayogedde president yawadde instruction media center bagifandinge bulungi tuleme kubeera nga tuwa buweereza nga buli awo bwakutetenkanya. Twakolagana bulungi n'abamawulire naddala mu biseera bya campaign ne bawulira omulamwa nga gwali ku reporting nga ntuufu si byakujingajingirira byokukuma mu bantu omumuliro and stuff like that one. Naye ekirala kirungi kyekinsanyusa nga media center enkolagana yaffe n'abamawulire abamawulire bantu baffe batukirizamu naffe tubakiririzamu kyetuva nga kintu tukute bulungi netusanga nga teri kwekuba kubanga abamawulire bajanalisa abakola naffe batukiririzamu nnyo naffe tubakiririzamu nnyo enkolagana nayo nnungi. Tusaba mukama kati ebintu engeri gye bongeddemu kutuwamu amaanyi nga bafandinga emirimu gyaffe n'abamawulire si baklayant baffe abo bapartners tubayita partners guno omulimu gw'okucommunicatinga mu ggwanga ne mu ensi yonna gujja kukyuka era gujja kuba bulungi. tusuubira okukwatagana bulungi kubanga mukulu gwe baleese mu myaka 30 gyakoze abadde mu mawulire kati awo kukwatagana kuba simple kubanga muntu waffe abadde byetukola so it will be seamless bijja kubanga we are excited ntino muntu waffe enkola kwa rijja kuba nungi kubanga byakola byetukola and abikoze mu ebbanga eriwere emyaka 30 ng'akola mu bulimo bwa mawulire. I went to CBS.